Right here we have a vintage Montgomery Ward rebadged Toshiba CED capacitive electronic disc player, model Gen 1031. That's 10301. It's in pieces, as you can see, remnants of a belt. This one needs major work before I can even know if it even works at all. These models, whether Montgomery Ward or Toshiba, whatever brand they're modeled under, apparently were notorious for throwing the dry belt. These ones are belt driven. You got the motor pulley there, and then the belt rides against this. That's what these flat pieces are, which are coming off of this pulley. So it's hard to see. Here's my flashlight. Not gonna be able to see too well, but that pulley has to come off because there's a modern modification that we're going to do to it, and I'm trying to follow all these instructions online. That involves putting this pulley on it, and because this hole is bigger, you got to put a bushing in it. I have, along with the bushing, a square belt, and that should stop it from throwing the belt every time it runs, because these were notorious for derailing the belt for whatever reason, like a design flaw. So I'm in the midst of doing that. I'm not going to show you everything because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying my best to follow along the instructions. It'd be a miracle if I'm able to get this thing back together. I replaced this belt here. Seems like it's working. I think it's slightly too big. Website says it takes an FR 3.6. This is a square 3.6. But it's still kind of loose. It's supposed to take a flat belt. So see if it works with this. If not, I'll have to get one. I replaced the belt back here. That was turned to goo. This had turned to goo. So that it turned to goo. That's what all this crap is. This used to be a belt, I believe. That's what used to be a belt. Had to remove this platter support so I can access the pulley. Takes I think a 1.5mm Allen wrench. Got to take that off the motor. Put the bushing on it, put the pulley on it, get the belt on here somehow before we can find out if this damn thing even runs. And like I said, it's Montgomery Ward. Here's the front panel. It's a rebadged Toshiba. Got 1,000 belts everywhere. So, enough rambling. I'm going to continue. I'll bring you back if I make any progress. Alright. The old pulley is off, right here. 1.5mm key, there's two little Allen keys. Slide that off. So here's the replacement pulley. It's going to take like a square belt or a round belt. Here's the bushing. That's got to sit inside here, like that. And then that will sit on the motor. I'll go ahead and give the motors a little bit of oil. Probably wouldn't hurt. Then hopefully start reassembling it. I gotta get the dry belt from off on the new pulley onto the metal plate underneath here, if I can show you or not. Just like a turntable, you got this part. You got the metal part under there. You can see that black line there. That's what it rides on. Because the nature of the belt, with the pulley here, the old one, I guess the belt keeps slipping off. So that's why we're doing this modification. And who even knows if after all this the damn thing even works? You know, you can't exactly get parts for these anymore, so you have to get like broken machines and leave them for parts. Certain things like gears and stuff, you can 3D print them. I don't have one of those. So anyway, let's continue. Alright, belt is on. A little bit tricky. Sounds like something's rubbing, but nothing I can do. I lowered the dry pulley down a little bit more too. This is supposed to raise up to engage the stylus, so that you can see, if you can see. Got the new belt on. So now all that's left is put this thing back together and see if after all this, does the damn thing even work? So if nothing's broken, if no wires have been cut or severed, try and put this thing back together, reinstall all the parts I took off of it, and take it for a test run. Alright, so I'm back together, got this back on, it's plugged in, it's turned on. Did a little test spin, and not working. Well, the disc loads, it spins up, but the stylus is making no attempt to move. Is there even a stylus in here? Yes. So we do have a stylus. So that ain't the problem. So load it in. Flashy, flashy, flashy. Hit play. But not engaging. So I'm at a loss for right now, so I'm at a standstill until I can figure out what the next course of action is as to why this refuses to engage. So it'll stop. Functions, but it's just I can't get this to cooperate right now. So that's the next step.